Hello and welcome people to Crucible Season 13, Week 4. Correct me if I'm wrong.
4 sounds good.
4 sounds good, great. I'm DKR, with me I have Saldarim.
Good evening.
And yeah, we're going to be casting this event. Currently we're waiting for... I can switch over to this screen and we'll see. We're currently waiting for the lobby to fill up. But we've got the goyhacks.ru versus the dynamic entry.
Are you live?
In 6 seconds.
Ah, okay. Yeah, okay. Oh god.
There we go. Now we're actually live. Transmitting what we've said in the last minute.
Are we live? Okay, I need to send you a video. At some point. Yeah.
Yeah, we see the lobby is slowly but surely filling up, and once we have everyone, we'll be on our way with the timers.
Yeah. Well then, as I do believe we have all pilots assembled. Whoop, seems like it.
We do have all pilots, yes.
Yes.
And most of the crew.
Let me just do the map votes. So we actually have stuff going on.
Yeah, so that's the 1 minute timer for the map vote. We have a map for them to play on if they want. However, both teams could vote to change the map during this allotted minute.
Yeah. Well, some maps are obviously excluded from the map pool, like for example Batcave, much to some referees' discontent. But some of them are pretty broken. Okay, we actually have everyone assembled, and let me just check if I'm stupid or they are stupid. They are stupid, good.
Is that Tech Night? Yes, it's Tech Night. Hello, Steam
Tech
Brains,
Night,
welcome.
That's also Sprinkler. That's some American presence now, European lobby. Seems like water hazard it is. Yeah, water hazard it is.
Alright, so let me change that up. Water hazard.
Yeah, I need to actually
the new
change
map.
the map. You need to change the displayed map. Okay, then it's time for a 4 minute timer in a second. You ready?
For the timer, yes.
3, 2, 1, go.
Right, so the match timer is on.
Ah.
And yeah, so the teams are free to change their ships however much they'd like, as long as they announce it to the enemy team.
Also, for those of you curious, the logo of the Manic Entry says, you say fiery crash, I say dynamic entry.
Oh yes, it's a bit covered up there by the versus sign.
Yeah.
It's not often that they actually do a logo for a Crucible team, however I just grab what I can get.
Well, it's mainly that Xanog usually supplies Warhammer 40k related image with his team name suggestions. We had like the same thing with tech support, where he provided a picture of a tech priest.
Yeah, but I mean, it's understandable. These teams don't have too much time to get to know each other before they're entering the Crucible.
No.
A couple of hours.
Teams are posted at 4 p.m. UTC. So that's just 5? Yeah, 5 hours. 5? 3?
5?
3 hours to get to know each other before the event. God, maths. Don't do maths in the video. Also, just another thing, calling out changes is mandatory over here. So the lobby game has been quite still so far.
Yeah, we're down to 2 minutes as we see our first change, really.
I can't type this evening. Okay, the time is ticking down.
We're almost down to our last minute and thus our last 30 seconds before the lock.
3, 2, 1. Last minute. And it seems that teams right now decided to actually give the lobby game some speed. Which is an interesting choice, I have to say.
We can assume that all channels, all voice channels between these teams have been going at a very high pace while we've been watching. There's a lot going on under the surface of these games.
And ships are locked. Okay, I'm gonna stick with the SCS referring for a short second. Yes. As the last seconds are ticking down here, we're getting closer to the match start. And pilots, ready up.
And they make it without the button. Beautiful.
Wow. Can I get some claps in the chat for that? Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, it's the first lobby. We're starting more or less on time. People readied up. No confusion whatsoever in anything here. That's like the really nice start.
Yeah, we're looking pretty good here. So I'm gonna start us off immediately with the Storm Sunder, the Stormbreaker piloted by Sunstrom. On the heavy side, we've got a Manticore Heavy Watcher, and then we've got a Gatling, along with a double Banshee. And then we've got the Babushka's Banshee, piloted by Captain Jan. It's a Hwacha fish, so Hwacha on front, Gatling on the right side, with a double carronade left side.
Do the other ships as well.
I will do the other ships as well. Then we've got the blue team's first ship. It is a Magnate piloted by Where Am I? Called the Mincy Breeze. We've got a left side with a Gatling, Harpoon, and Carronade. Very deadly for small ships. Along with the right side, Carronade, Flak, and Gatling. A bit more standard. Then you've got the Foxy Phoenix, piloted by Technite. It is a Shrag with a Hwacha Carronade on the right side, and Hwacha Gatling on the left side. And action starts right away here. We've got the Storm Sunder pelting the Mincy Breeze, getting a hull break.
And actually,
they're receiving a Watcher though.
Broken there for some time, as the Babushka's Banshee is on them, together with the Storm Sunder.
Yeah, we see a lot of engines out on the red team here right now. Very dangerous for those small mobile ships that they're bringing.
I mean, I think like almost every, no, not even almost, I think every ship in this match has a watcher. So that's quite some.
Yeah, so we're seeing a whole lot of... But Babushka's Banashi is now without any component whatsoever on that ship, completely red.
And they also...
So repairing that is going to be a nightmare.
Question is, will the Storm Thunder be able to save its ally from the Mint Debris? And what will the Foxy Phoenix do in this scenario? It seems like...
Yeah, we see them keeping up the harassment on the Mint Debris, but it's not enough to get them to turn their attention, and now they're kind of stuck with these two ships. They get hit with a watcher. They only have one engine working right now, so getting out of there is going to be a very rough task.
Yeah, and the first kill is obtained by dynamic entry, whatever. And with a bit of environmental help, it seems, blue team also claims the second kill.
There's a very strong opening for the blue team so far. The red teams has had a very hard time avoiding getting their engines cut out by those watchers.
I mean, the watcher pressure has been severe in this game so far, but from both sides. With watchers, it's almost always the question, who shoots first? It's like if you have like similar positions and similar gunner skills, it always boils down to who shoots first.
Yeah, so spots out immediately as the red team spawns. Foxy Phoenix moving in. And the Mint Debris is not far behind. See how the red team responds to this.
Okay, it seems Foxy Phoenix is buying some time for Zala to come in. Meanwhile, red team is doing some altitude play in their spawn without really doing much so far. But we have their first shots fired here.
Yeah, red team needs to be really careful about how they engage this, because they could really get stuck in there if they get a watcher. Babushka's Banashi is out one balloon.
And they, I think they were, they are harpooned from the Mint Debris. Or they were.
Yeah, that's one thing I guess we forgot to take into account, that both those ships can get really screwed if they get harpooned by the Mint Debris. So they really need to avoid that left side, I believe it is, that's hosting the harpoon.
Yeah. Steam Reds in the chat, look at the Shrike gameplay!
Yeah, we see the Storm Thunder getting massive fire stacks on the hull, losing most of their guns. The Shrike is after them.
Shrike is right now not in a position to follow up. But they very well might be in a second. I can't talk this evening. It's just the first game.
I see a Banshee's going out for them, Storm Thunder. Babushka's Banashi and Mint Debris are kind of locked in a battle down there. However, the Storm Thunder is struggling to get into position to do anything in this fight.
Okay, Watcher goes out, but mostly misses. Well,
actually, they're very much pushed to the defensive this match.
Yeah, Mint Debris is broken. With Watcher going into the perma of them from the Babushka's Banashi.
Yeah, so it looks like the Fish is actually winning that 1v1 right now, and the 1v1 between the Storm Thunder and the Foxy Phoenix is very much a very stale fight. However, Storm Thunder is down 2 engines. And they might be in trouble right now.
Okay, Storm Thunder broken, but they got a pretty good watcher on the Foxy Phoenix. Let's go out to Fishing My Toes for that one. But also... Zanok. Okay, of course, Zanok is up to speed as a gunner here.
Oh, and a ram! Ram kill even! That was nasty by the Foxy Phoenix on the Storm Thunder.
Yeah. It seems like Tech Knight and crew, they aren't messing around here. And now they will come and try to seal the fate of the Babushka's Banashi. Also, for those of you wondering, a Banashi is apparently a Polish dish.
So maybe intentional, maybe not, we'll find out.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Banashi is unintentional, or like when it first appeared, but They actually found a real world counterpart.
Yeah, the Storm Thunder is back in the fight. However, red team still on the defensive here as blue team is pushing in.
Ooh.
That Shrike has been a powerhouse this game, and they keep on moving in, forcing the Storm Thunder to back off.
Getting some really good disables on the Minty Breeze here. Question is it enough to actually get them out of the fight reliably? And currently it seems like it's not. But follow up disable from the Panache mines here. Did that. Ooh, Foxy Phoenix actually using all guns here, being under the harassment of Storm Thunder. Is he shining? Is he? Oh, he's shining. Yeah, okay. I like it. It's a Moonshine Drifter Shrike. Babushka's Panache actually broken right now, with Minty Breeze pumping them full of flak.
Yeah, they're in a really bad position here against the Magnate, losing hull once again, down on the ground.
Actually also popped, so they will receive quite a lot of damage from the floor here. And there we go. Once again,
yeah, however, the Foxy Phoenix now losing versus the Storm Thunder.
Yeah.
No
like
engines on that ship.
Got the upper hand. They managed to turn that around.
Yeah, they've had 2 engagements with them. They felt them out. Maybe they've kind of figured out the strategy. Yeah, so they're currently stuck to the Minty Breeze. Seems like they're loose now.
Yeah. With that poon missing, they might be free again. Well, in this
Babushka's
case,
Panache
free to
is
harass.
in again.
Okay, who's shooting that poon? Curious right now. Probably the Ultimates.
Okay, so now Storm Thunder is on the Minty Breeze, and they're struggling to get him off them. However, the Foxy Phoenix and Babushka's Panache is also locked in fight here. So we're seeing a different matchup than the last fights.
Well, it seems that red team in this case finally got the engagement they wanted. With the
We'll see here though, because Storm Thunder is struggling.
Yeah. Interesting. Right now, the Minty Breeze is eating a lot of fire. And so is the Foxy Phoenix. We're still holding on to their 10% of perma.
Taking some damage here now though. They're looking to be in a bit of a pickle. They're moving out, getting some distance, getting some breathing room. Minty Breeze still
Foxy
on the
Phoenix.
Babushka's Panache, not doing too much damage here.
Okay, Foxy Phoenix appears to be running, but they need to be careful not to run too fast. So the Storm Thunder is pulling up behind the Minty Breeze, getting a watch on their engines, disabling all of them. And also
Oh, getting everything except one gun here, yeah.
What's the only thing? They only have one Gatling, it seems. And now they not even.
Yeah, they got the Gatling double Banshee.
Okay, the follow-up. Oh, still quite some good follow-up here. Minty Breeze only having a, what is that, a 5th?
Yeah, but it might be a bit too slow because now the Foxy Phoenix is back in the fight.
And
Got the double Gatling on the Storm Thunder. However, they managed to get the Magnet down. Are they gonna manage a reverse sweep here versus the blue team? That's the real question.
That's a really good question. And probably all boils down to this watcher.
Foxy Phoenix losing engines, so they're kind of stuck here now. And they might want a full reset here, looking at that perma.
Okay, red team getting the kill, both kills here. So score is 2-4 currently. Blue is in the lead. We have 10 minutes on the clock. Red team has suffered some perma damage, especially the Storm Thunder, missing a quarter there. And blue team will respawn with factory new ships. Question is where?
Yeah, we see the red team taking the middle here, keeping the vision kind of as open as possible here. And we'll see where the blue team opts to spawn.
And it's there.
In D1, you see both blue ships spawning in, spots going out immediately.
Okay.
So we'll see now. Foxy Phoenix is moving after the Storm Thunder. However, the Babushka's Banshee trying to get some watch on their engines.
And it seems like the Minty Breeze definitely has a bit of an upper hand against Babushka's Banshee. As long as they don't get some really good watches going. And speaking of really good watches, actually that also wasn't too good.
It wasn't the greatest of watcher, no.
No.
However, now with the Storm Thunder getting beaten to a pulp here by both blue ships.
Actually. And with the Babushka's Banshee also losing balloon here, that might be in a bit of a pickle. Breeze has locked onto them.
Storm Thunder, no engines right now.
Oh, will the Foxy Phoenix successfully capitalize on that? Seems like they want to.
And they're hull broken, and here comes the Watcher.
Storm Thunder awfully close to death here.
Very close.
No follow-up. So, how will the engagement between the Foxy Phoenix and the Storm Thunder turn out?
The Babushka's Banshee needs to move in right now, not to leave Storm Thunder too exposed here right now, because they are in between the blue ships. They have a rock behind them. Gatling kill!
Wow. That was an interesting first match, I have to say. And it is Dynamic Entry who obtained the victory with a final score of 2-5 in Blue's favor. That's my... And the next match will be Hells Angels versus GoyoHacks.ru.
Yeah, but Red Team did not go down without a fight. They got the 2 points, and unlike other tournaments, every single point counts in this tournament.
Yep, that is true.
Yeah, so next up, we'll see the Hells Angels. 1L, not the biker gang, we're not bringing bikers in here, versus the Goy Hacks.
I do believe we also have a lovely Miss Zenok joining us here in a second.
On Oblivion South.
Yes. Good evening, Zenok.
I mean, Oblivion South, maybe eventually we'll see what the teams think about it.
Maybe. Of note, however, is that there's no canyons, so...
It's always a possibility.
Okay. If canyons isn't in the suggested maps, so... this map will probably become canyons.
Maybe not. Perhaps people are fine with Oblivion. Who knows?
I don't know. Some people just want to drift into Oblivion.
Okay.
I mean, looking at the other maps of the evening, we've got Periton Rumble, quite popular map, Northern Fjords, I don't think anyone has a problem with that one. Aileron Affray, I don't know what people think about that one. And then Duel at Dawn, also not the most popular map, to be honest.
I mean, Dimitri, we have to go to Aileron Affray to once again showcase your pillar.
It's canyons, but it's bigger and worse.
I don't have anything really against Aileron Affray. I think it's fine.
By the way, R&D recently found a glaring flaw in canyons. One of the rocks is hollow. There's no hitbox on it. You can fire through it.
Oh!
Sadly, the entire map consists of rocks, and I didn't specify which rock. Neither can I remember which rock it is.
Anyways, gentlemen, I will be right back.
Yeah, I'll take this time to say, Dolly, thank you for the 2 months. I really appreciate your subscription. So we can currently see the Hells Angels gathering at their own pace.
Guess Yes, I'm going to have to, from now on, start to put out disciplinary pings of don't be late.
Alron Afray, the map where people play in only 2 squares. Yes, Ottomit. Alaron bad.
Kinda.
So, community has spoken. Alaron not that high on their list.
Yeah, Aileron's not that common, but I do somewhat disagree with the whole junction of everyone plays in 2 squares. I've seen quite a few engagements in Blue Spawn, I've seen a couple of engagements in North. Most of them are in the middle, though. I can agree to that.
And yeah, interestingly, this Crucible, we have the 2 captains of the Pomelos, the almost 10 win streak team of SCS, but they're split up and they're against each other, so we have a little bit of a funny in the chat here saying, may the best Pomelo win.
Well, we shall indeed see.
I return.
I'll come back.
Let me get my minute. There we go.
Of note, however, is that Red Team has a bit of a crew issue because apparently 2 ships have the wrong crew member.
Oh. Okay, now it's fixed. Also, what happened to Ara that she's in Ryder now and not?
Perhaps aggressive recruitment. Who
Oh,
knows?
thanks for reminding me. The other map.
People
Well,
can't remember the name of Kinforth. Too complicated. Am I right?
What map do you want? I want the other map.
Well, I kind of bamboozled them. Technically, Hellfire's Wood was past the timer.
Well, it's down to you if you want to accept it or not, but it is kind of rude to not vote on time.
How do you spell this map?
Don't worry about spelling it. If you really want to be lazy, type out Anglian map or something. Oh, Oblivion.
So we keep Oblivion South and I don't need to swap stuff around. Very good.
Less work for us.
Well then, as we are casually ignoring that,
Well, luckily, the stream doesn't see what we are ignoring currently, so everything is fine.
it's time for a 4-minute timer. 3, 2, 1, go.
There we go. Also, if anyone watching is wondering, everything is fine.
Yes.
Yes, everything is totally fine and not on fire.
If you smell smoke, that's just your ear, your nose messing with you.
Or you might have a lasagna still in the oven that should have gone out of there.
Or maybe someone's thrown a smoke grenade, in which case... Be careful.
Question your neighbors.
prepare for the breach and enter.
That as well.
Perhaps you've managed to anger the FBI.
I don't think any of us three here are living in a country where the FBI has any authority.
Or the FSB.
Seems like this lobby game is partially more alive. Scratch that.
Yeah, we're seeing a couple more changes, you know. At least we're seeing a change within the first minute this time.
I'm seeing 2 Earthlings. Can we not do without those?
Yeah, we've got 1 change and 1 change back.
Oh fuck, I misspelled Hellfire in my notes. Whatever.
You put a big space between
No,
the words.
with 2 L's. In my case, Hailfire, it's Hellfire.
I can't blame you for making that assumption.
I should know better though. Just get rid of the map board. No, that's a unique feature of Crucible.
Yeah, let's make Crucible to be more like SCS. Despite Crucible already being almost like SCS. The only thing that is massively different is the overtime.
The overtime, the fact that we have a map vote, and that calling changes is mandatory.
The third
I
one's
think
usually
the
what?
biggest difference is the whole scoring system.
Yeah. That score actually matters.
Yes.
For some. For some.
Well then, time for the last minute. Did I say this lobby game was more lively?
Well, I think you
it
jinxed
appeared
it,
to
mate.
be more lively in the beginning.
Oh, next time.
But now we're drifting ever closer to the ship lock.
We're on the ship lock.
I'm interested to see if everyone will ready up, or will we be forced to use the holy rites of the button?
Unless someone surprises me.
Turns out Nine's cursed us all. Damn it, the machine spirits are going to screw us over now. They've been angered.
Zanok,
Yes.
don't trigger it, please.
Don't trigger the what?
Everything will be fine.
Isn't my
Everything
best
is fine.
purview to assume the worst?
Yes. I know that you always assume this worst, but anyways, Dimitri, give us ships.
Yes, so first off, we've got the Philosophilia, piloted by Hellfire. It's a Hwacha fish with an Hwacha on front. Anything else would be bonkers. Gatling on the right and double carronade on the left. Then you've got the Strelitzia, piloted by 9 Iota. It is an Artling, so Gatling and Artemis up front, with a Flame on 3 and Flak on 4.
Ship number 3 then is the Storm Sunder. It's a Stormbreaker piloted by Sunstorm. He is bringing a Watcher on the right and Gatling double Banshee on the left. And the last ship is the SMS Thames. It's a Permian piloted by Captain Jan. It's an Artling with top deck Artemis Gatling, Side Flamer, and Flak. So the same as the Strelitzia. Also, we're on the snake map, so people will take some time to snake towards each other.
Very easy to remember. Oblivion South S, as in this map is an S.
Oblivion S.
Yeah. And we will have an engagement in a second.
Well,
They're coming around the corner here now.
Surprised.
SMS Tamas is not sticking to the Artling rules, though.
Yeah, so they're a bit lower than the Strelitzia right now as they're getting pushed back.
Thunder booping their ally.
And Philosophilia so far is just tanking everything with the balloon, so they haven't received very much damage.
Thunder coming in for the Guacha. The sneaky one. We will see if it succeeds.
No, because
answer is no.
First.
Especially since Thunder just booped that Strelitzia by accident.
Yeah, so that's 2 engines out on the Thunder. However, attention still seems to be on the Temmers right now, so Thunder is allowed to recuperate and get out of there.
For now.
Could be that the intended matchups of the red team is the 2 Artlings dueling each other, and the Philosophilia mainly keeping the Thunder off, and in case it...
Well, currently it seems that Strelitzia is proving itself superior, as the Thames is almost dead.
Yeah, they're just 1 Artemis away from certain death.
A couple of seconds of Gatling and they're gone.
Yeah, that as well. Seems like Strelitzia indeed has the better position, and there we go.
I called it.
Yeah, so they disabled the Thunder and then just moved on to the ally.
Yeah, but watch a fish is certainly not something you don't want to be faced down by. And that's a rock.
Whoop, a little boop.
Well, at least they're unstuck.
Okay, and that's actually a first kill within not even 3 minutes. Like 2.5.
The Thunder
is still keeping alive. I mean, the Stormbreaker is deceptively tanky because of that odd balloon hitbox. Very hard to Gatling, especially from above, and actually hit something that you want to hit with the Gatling.
Now broken. I sense the doom is nigh for this thing. Oh, that's gonna be a ram. That's gonna be a ram. That's gonna be a ram. That's gonna be the mountain.
It looks like a Gatling kill at the end there, unless it was that they touched the mountain.
The SMS Gatling is in the fight right now. Once again, not sticking to the 1 rule of Artling. Always be at the height limit.
Well, they just spawned in. How do you expect them to be at the height limit if they just spawned in?
Still, that's a bit of an aggressive Hydra could have fixed that.
And here should be some flak. There it goes. However, a bit too late on that flak.
It's late, and also it seems that I think Ananos is up to speed in fixing that armor.
Oof. Pyro rammed the fish. Backwards. Stormthunder's already
Stormthunder's back in.
Doing some sneaky stuff, I see.
And they need to wait for the ally now not to keep up this meat grinder that's going on screen.
Well, it's gonna be completely insane if they do try to continue this on.
As we see them moving up to the wall here right now. Maybe trying to take a peek over the wall.
Camping.
Oh,
there you go. They're going over it.
Oh,
went over it.
Lovely. And the Thames has respawned in the middle of the red team.
Yeah, they're facing the wrong way though, and they need to fix that very soon, or they're going to be in a bad position.
That's something I would be doing. That's quite a risky spawn.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Stormthunder has enough time to actually get one of them off them. That's an aggressive ram! Against the mountain!
That was a really good ram executed by a fire there.
Right now, the Strelitzia is now left alone against an angry Stormbreaker that wants to avenge its ally.
But Strelitzia is still holding on to all of their guns.
Good Banshee damage there.
Not good enough though. They didn't want to break it.
Strelitzia still has all of the guns, so if they get their ultimates going,
The Storm Thunder is
not
almost
bad
broken
day.
though. Oh, now it's broken.
That is a break, and that's flak going out. Just
That's one
hit.
flak. That's almost a fourth of their HP though.
Schlitzier can't go down. That's a mountain. Well, now they can. There's no more mountain.
And we see the Tem is coming in now. Actually with a height advantage this time, or rather they're both at the top of the map right now. Philosophia moving up though to get them off their ally. Stormside are moving up.
Now they did it.
And they seem to be going for the
seems like
Solizia.
It seems like blue team is perfectly aware that they only need one more kill. And I would actually say that like the SMS Tamas is the easier target.
But the Storm Thunder isn't looking good either.
Yeah, they're on fire right now. And not in a good sense.
Yeah.
Storm Thunder. Now is all their engines again. Oh, that's gonna be a ram.
Oh, is it a ram? Oh! We don't even get to see it as they just phase out of reality in an instant.
Did you catch that?
They got disintegrated.
We caught
Good
that,
God.
yes.
That was
Good.
brutally efficient. Great Scott.
Well then, that means Heals Angels, I guess, obtains the victory in this match with a final score of 5-0.
A clean
Congratulations.
GOI hacks.brew should really turn on the hacks. Unless they're scamming you out of your money, they're not actually selling hacks. In which case it's a double crime.
And in the next match, we will be joined by Dynamic Entry and once again Heals Angels.
Bit of a clarification, it's not .iu, it's .ru.
SS.ru.
Ah.
I need to summon Team 3.
Right, and it's
I
on
need to
Pirate and
dynamically
Rumble.
enter my slot,
Yes.
and I need to dynamically leave this voice chat for now.
You.
The Pirate and Rumble coming up next, an arguably very popular map. I don't think we'll see it change, if I can bet anything on the situation.
I mean, I would bet my 1800 Dimitri dollars that this map will not get voted away.
Yeah, however, sadly we're all European, and for some reason they see this whole channel point gambling as gambling, and as such is forbidden for us. Very sad.
Oh. Anyway, okay, red team is showing up.
I mean, now all teams have been summoned at least once, so we should be seeing a bit of a speed up in the gathering of the teams in the lobbies.
And it's time for map votes. Team Periton. Needed from 1 minute out of process.
Alright, so we've got 2 votes for Periton, so Periton it is.
Yes.
2 team votes, rather, meaning all 4 captains agree on this being a good map.
Well, I wouldn't say that they're agreeing on this being a good map. They're more agreeing on they want to play on this specific map.
Yeah.
Well then, let me start the timer. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah.
There we go, and as this timer goes down, I'm gonna go and do something unmentionable. So I leave you in Saldarim's capable hands. I'm sure he'll take good care of.
I will let you sit here in total silence. Off them. Okay then. Don't even need to call out the time anymore. So. Wow, where am I? You managed to misspell the password. Good job. So, turret clocking down, only one change. Up, 2 changes so far. Coming out of blue team. This lobby time is actually 6 minutes or 6 seconds off. The more changes. Actually, what change? Tech. That's still a Shrike. Interesting. Lobby game is rather active. Okay, sadly you can't really see the banter going on in the chat, but it's funny. Let me show you that. Not gonna quote, but it's funny. And we're getting closer to the last minute.
And I'm back. I've probably done what needs to be done, and I see we're down to the last minute here.
Yes, we are. And the lobby game has been surprisingly active for the past minutes.
Yeah, we're seeing Tech Knight's Shrike again. Always fun to see. It's been a real powerhouse last time we saw it, so we'll see if it's up to the task this time against the other team.
Also seems like Where Am I has fallen sick of the spell, Mr. Spell Disease. Which forces
we have a
everyone
Chinage.
which forces everyone to misspell change.
Alright, there we go. We'll see if the button is needed or if the pilots can do it themselves.
Well, currently it seems like I will have to boot this lobby into existence. Yep.
But we are moving in Pirates and Rumble.
Yes.
Very dangerous map, filled with buildings and things, cranes to bump into. We'll see if he still brings that drift sail. It's a very dangerous decision in a map like this. However, it does offer some excellent mobility in getting around the map.
But I think the risk is way higher than the actual trade-off on this map, as there's a lot of geometry sticking out of buildings where you don't really see it unless it's too late, and the increased impact damage of drift sail is not messing around. Especially
Yes,
on
so I'll
Shrike,
start us off with the Minty Breeze, piloted by Where Am I? It is a Magnate with a left side, long range left side with a Hades, Flak and Lumberjack, and on the right side we see a Watcher, Gatling, and Flak. Then you've got the Foxy Phoenix, piloted by Technite. It is the Shrike we saw last time. We've got a Watcher on the right side along with a Carronade, and Watcher on the left side along with a Gatling.
No drift there. Ship number 3 is the Somnium Magicae, Crusader piloted by Hellfire. He's bringing Watcher Carrier on the front, Mortar Flak on the mid deck, and Tabagat on top. And ship number 4 is the Jester, or Yester, Corsair piloted by 9 Iota. He's bringing Watcher Gat on both sides, Carrier on the front, and what's that, a Poon in the back.
That's a Poon on the back, yes. Alright, so both teams moving out. We see the red team meeting up a little bit, while the blue team is kind of making a wide sweep of the map here, scouting as much as they can.
I just parked my camera in the building.
And Minty Breeze are very high up. They see the Jester coming in. They're already firing. They've got that long range side.
No, but they are not really in a position right now to actually shoot the Jester, as that building is in the way.
Yeah, now we see the Somnium Magicae moving in on the Minty Breeze extremely fast. Both ships are pushing the Minty Breeze right now. The Foxy Phoenix needs to move fast. Minty Breeze gets stuck against a building, and down they go!
Oh boy. Yeah, it seems like Minty Breeze was supposed to be a bit of a mixture of a bait and damage, but it didn't work out because the Foxy Phoenix was too slow with the flank.
Yeah, that was an extremely aggressive push at the beginning, and I don't think the red team was really ready for that sort of aggression at the beginning.
Hellfire is running fail-safes in the back of his Crusader here with buffed engines and moonshine. You can accelerate the Crusader really fast.
And so we see the Minty Breeze is back in. Foxy Phoenix moving to regroup with their ally. They do have some distance between them. The blue team is moving in. They're still spotted. However, it seems like Foxy Phoenix might be the one taking point this time.
Okay. So, Minty Breeze, actually Foxy Phoenix getting spotted once again. Minty Breeze being in a position to start gunning at the Jester, or Jester, still not sure. Foxy Phoenix actually popped here with the lumberjack shots of the Minty Breeze going past the target. Foxy Phoenix rushing in for the Watcher. Minty Breeze running from the Jester, but bouncing into a building here and eating a Watcher.
Yeah, both blue ships here are running some kind of popping power, and they're using that very well to isolate the Foxy Phoenix from the fight as they go to once again take down the Minty Breeze.
Yeah, Minty Breeze is basically dead right now.
Oh, nasty ram. They bump into the building and down they go. Now Foxy Phoenix left alone versus the Somnium Magicae, but they get stuck versus a crane here and a building.
And Paraton once again takes a stall in livestock here, as you might have heard us say that the terrain is the most valuable player of Guns of Icarus ever since it started. This is the exact map where that saying comes from. Because on this terrain, this map, it's not just there, it's actively eating ships.
It's very much like the forests in Lord of the Rings. They seem to shift around and move around. You know for certain the crane wasn't there, but now it's there and down you go.
Yeah.
Alright, red team spawning in the southern part of the map here.
Okay. Actually not spotted by blue team, which is surprising considering that Hellfire is one of the pilots. But I guess you don't always.
Yeah, they've been keeping very low. However, they seem to have an idea. They're coming to peak here now.
Yeah, and there is the Foxy Phoenix. Careful with the crane. And they will also
we see them move in here now. Very dangerous spot to be in.
Yeah, but he's reversing out of it. Now the Jester is here, charging on the moonshine.
They're just moving straight in, eating that damage.
I mean, that's actually he stopped, and he also lost 2 engines. Of them heavy. yes,
Somnium Magicae needs to move in and do something right now. The Jester is just gonna get eaten here. However, they're eating a watch on the way in. And so blue team is looking
right
very bad here.
Minty Breeze not messing around as they finally unfold all their potential, it seems, and pumping out quite a lot of damage into the Jester here. Meanwhile, Somnium Magicae trying to shoot, actually shoot like both red ships, but not getting too much done. As they also eat both Lumber, Watcher, everything. Break on the Somnium, double break on the Somnium Magicae. Not a lot of
the red team seems to be in their element now. They've got the engagement they wanted. They've got disables on both ships. They've got the pops. And the Jester...
They got them separated.
Yeah. You can see the blue team still like, kind of going for the Minty Breeze. And they're stuck on a building right now. If this ram connects, really, they might be done for.
Really good position, but the Crusader might have just pushed them out of it. Never mind. Mortar coming out of the Somnium Magicae, finishing off the Minty Breeze, but they might die? Actually, no, I think they're safe. Especially with the Jester now, once again rising up and getting their guns going.
Yeah, and so the blue team still getting payoff over this straight up going for one of the red ships. They've been going for this Magnate the entire match. Well, letting nothing stop them from getting that ship down.
I mean, the Foxy Phoenix is more of a gun run ship. Like go in, do damage, go out again, and the only thing you can really do is either play a fast mobile ship yourself, or when they come in, you watch them or get a really good, you watch them and get some good disables on them, and that's like the only thing you can really do about them. So focusing on the Minty Breeze, forcing the Foxy Phoenix to come in and help might be exactly what they need.
It was a bit of a very awkward engagement from the Jester, but they are moving in.
It seems like that Nanaota wanted to ram the Minty Breeze here, but as the Minty Breeze moved backwards, he couldn't get the ram going anymore. Foxy Phoenix broken right now, eating a Watcher there, and some flak it seems. And that's another victory for Hells Angels, with a final score of 5-0, again in their favor.
Yeah, the red team seemed to have a little bit of an issue in the fights to decide who they were going for there. You could see them almost get the Corsair down, but then they moved fire over to the Crusader. And so I think that's something the blue team did a lot better this match, is they chose target and they stuck to that target. They weren't shooting their guns all over the place, having trouble to decide who to go for. They had their target set in stone.
And like that's where the whole Crusader, like, yes, it's the glass cannon, but still that has 6 guns and you can get a lot of them into arcs simultaneously. So that's a lot of damage potential to crank out there. Give me a sec.
Yeah, it's made of glass, but it's still a cannon and it's gonna do damage. Alright, so next up, Dynamic Entry versus Goyhack.ru.
Yeah, let me summon them.
On Northern Fjords.
Okay, the team has been summoned. Northern Fjords, you say? Yeah, that's Northern Fjords.
So far it is. Might change. It is subject to change. We'll see.
Yeah. First of all, I need to find the map. There it is. Let me give me a second to complain about the mod menu again. It's a mess. Enough complaining about that. Still, the
Ice Cold Ice Cube, welcome to the stream. It's a bit different from my usual ones. This is Guns of Icarus casting. So we're running a 1-minute delay and we're watching the Crucible unfold. We're right now in the 4th match. We've got the Dynamic Entry versus the Goyhacks.ru, and you can see them in the lobby right now.
Nay. Yeah. Be ready. Well then.
Alright, so no one wants the 5-minute break.
Still, it is mandatory to offer it. Okay, time for some map votes. And I'm actually not too sure if people actually want to play on the Northern Fjords. Might be, if someone is like really interested in some sniping gameplay or something like that. Maybe it's just some gameplay that requires a lot of space. But
Yeah, we've got a team vote in Twitch chat, and I will have to explain that that's not how it works, Captain Cork. I'm sorry, but maybe in the future.
Cook isn't even in the lobby right now. So yeah, no votes out of Twitch chat. And it seems that we will be staying on Fjords, unless of course someone does a last second vote out of blue team in this case. Doesn't seem like it. And Fjords it is. Okay. So we already have 3 matches done, and it's just 9. Wow.
It's been a very smooth Crucible so far, I must say.
Yeah, it really has been. I mean, the trend of the first match really continued through the whole matches so far.
And some of these matches we've seen have been very short, like last match. Very aggressive play from the
Oh wow!
The blue team?
God, thank God I spotted that. Not 44-minute timer. Holy shit! That would be a lobby. Anyways, 3, 2, 1, go. 4-minute timer is life. And Steam Brains, you don't even have a team. Anyway, team, it's over. What?
Maybe one day there will be an event where the community can vote for what the teams are going to play on, but not this day.
Also, who said Dunes? Dirk Hamilton, Dunes is not in the map pool.
It really should be, though. It's a good map. I like it.
I mean, I have to admit that as long as you stay out of the middle area, the map isn't too bad. But it really supports sniper gameplay, and you need the skill to actually operate all the long-range guns, which is something that has been hindering us for quite some time. So I have to say that I'm not a big fan of Dunes.
I mean, back in the day, back before I was a retired old man doing casting, I used to do a whole lot of gunning myself, and I was very partial to the Dunes, because I did like shooting the long-range guns.
I mean, if you're capable of shooting them, of course. But I mean, especially for like, if we go over to SCS and for the newer teams, where people are just getting used to the whole business, if you put them onto Dunes and they get faced against someone like of the caliber of the Pomelos, who just have their lumberjack, heavy flak, all that stuff, aim dialed into the mere centimeter, they will have no chance. I mean, if you really go to the tip top of the Gansevico skill pyramid, you have like the Pomelos or R&D, all of those guys, like all the really good gunners that just do 2,000-meter shots, being totally
Yeah, there's a
accurate.
lot of practice going into being able to hit those lumberjack shots across map.
But I mean, if you really reach that, it's just such a pleasure to watch those. And yeah. 30 seconds. But we are not in SCS. We are in Crucible. Also, yeah, okay, I would do it another time for this. I would do it for the ships are locked. I need to do something. Yeah. Also, Steammates, if you really want to boycott me, me not liking Dunes like the least reason people wouldn't like me. If you go like to all the stuff I've read so far, there would be the way bigger reasons in some places. Start button. This post was made by the Dunes is not a map. This post was made by the Canyons gang.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for that Canyon gang. They'll go through the Eastern Passage and they'll get you.
Sheet of think right now with all the mess. Oh, I see. Where am I actually has those keys? I mean, if I want to really, wait, no, I don't want to change map. I want the force start. If I want to really bully people, I just always use like the one letter that only exists in German.
Oh, the S that's in like grosse and shit, like, yeah?
Yeah, all of that stuff. Like, I would say it's called SZ. Or the sharp.
Alright.
The sharp long S. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm gonna start us off with the Mincy Breeze, piloted by Where Am I? It's once again a Magnate. Looks like the one from the last game. We've got Hades, Flak, and Lumberjack on the left side, with a Hwacha, Flak, and Gatling on the other. Then you've got the Ares, piloted by Tech Knight. It's an Artling, so we've got Gatling and Artemis up top, along with a Flame on 3 and Flak on 4.
Then we have the Burst Benashi, Magnate piloted by Captain Jan. He's bringing Gatling, Flak, Watcher on the right, and Gatling Artemis Watcher on the left. And the last ship is the Storm Thunder once again. Stormbreaker fighted by Sunstorm, he's bringing Watcher on the right, and Get Artemis Flak on the left, and we are already in business as the Minty Breeze.
Oh, actually, and down it goes!
Oh! I did that.
Was going for the flank there, but it very awkwardly got stuck between the Minty Breeze and the wall.
And that is the first skill for dynamic entry. Getting quite the dynamic entry here.
Yeah, Burst Benashi now looking very lonely as they're backing away from the two red ships. However, they're taking a lot of fire, and I don't think they'll be getting out of here.
No, I mean, if
no
the
flak from the Ares yet. Here it comes.
Up to speed, they will have a really hard time escaping this. There we go. That's another break. Those flags have been hold, and there we go. That's a dead Magnate.
Yeah, now the Storm Thunder is back. However, they are gonna wait for their ally. Maybe they'll go out for a scouting run at the very most.
Like, you should really get yourself a soundboard. Just whenever someone makes a bad part, you just be like. Also, I already had people say like, yeah, I should get myself like those two drums next to me. And, like whenever someone makes a bad part, I just go and go over there and do it. Like actually.
You mean the
Exactly.
Alright, Burst Benashi is currently spotted, yeah, in the back of the spawn here. Ares is moving in. It seems like Stormsund is going to go for the Minty Breeze. We'll see what happens here right now.
It's actually...
Ships are very split.
To get the spots on the Ares, because that could have been a really dangerous scenario if they just would have just waltzed past the Ares here without actually noticing them. It still is an interesting scenario right now because the Ares is basically ignoring the Burst Benashi.
Ares seems to be chasing after the Storm Thunder here, not really giving them a break, while the Minty Breeze goes and puts fire on the Burst Benashi. They do get the pop. We see the Watcher going out, however they're not getting the break. They got one engine.
Okay, I mean Burst Benashi, they just ate a lot of flak both from both red ships it seems. Also, Team Streamers, yes, that is Sprinkler on the flak. So, since the engagement has settled down a bit, Minty Breeze sorry, not Minty Breeze, Burst Panache is still running off of parachute here. Seems like the engineer there is ignoring the balloon. But now they're getting it, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, they're going for
there.
offense. Offense is best defense here. Just trying to output as much damage as they can.
They still need to be really careful not to drop too low. I mean, yes, you can use your parachute to mitigate some of the fall damage, not fall damage, but you can't drop too far. Well, that watcher was just really good.
Yeah, they've been getting really good at watches from down there. However, now Minty Breeze is turning their attention to the Stromsunder, who has been effectively avoiding the Ares for quite some time. However, they haven't been getting any real damage on them either.
Doesn't the Minty Breeze have a lumber? Yes, that is a lumber.
But the
And
Burst
they are
Panache
using it for-
here, they are running on fumes right now. They've been taking so many hits for so long, getting kited all the way back. But they're not giving up. However, that seems to be it. Yeah, down they go.
Okay, where? Oh, there's the other engagement. Oh, Harry's actually broken right now with the flak going straight into their perma here. That's the majority of it gone. Just another flak.
Yeah, really good flak from the Stromsunder.
But Stormsunder
However, they
broken
did
as
take some
well,
damage
eating
doing that.
Yeah, they ate an Artemis, and since Stormbreaker doesn't have much perma to begin with, an Artemis is a quarter of fifth of their perma. Okay, another break here.
And another hull break. However, no real explosive follow-up on that one.
They ate another Artemis there. Okay, that's another break, and this time I think the flux should be an arc. Oh well, the Minty Breeze's flak were an arc, yes. Okay, the Ares is missing all guns. But red team is in the lead, 0 right now.
Yeah.
40.5
Avoiding
minutes on the clock.
one ship's arcs is hard enough. Avoiding two, that's almost impossible in the long run.
Yeah. But what I would like to point out right now is that blue team will definitely have an advantage going to the next engagement, considering that both red ships only have roughly a third of their perma. Actually, more like a quarter.
I would call that a quarter, yeah. We see the Burst Panache spawning in the regular spawn. I don't think they've used any other spawns so far. This is the favorite. This is the one.
I mean, this is like the one spawn with all teams, I would say. Because you have the possibility to go for some quick cover and do some quick cover play. Unlike
Yeah, unless you're rushing in to help your ally, you're probably going for this one.
Okay, Stromsunder pushing forwards, being already spotted. Don't know if that was a real aggressive move or actually like a spotting run. Burst Panache going in right now as well, going straight for the Minty Breeze. Lumberjack.
Yeah, they're continuing on their blindsided run to get this Minty Breeze down. I think it's personal at this point. They've been going for this ship for so long. They want to see them burn no matter the cost now, I think.
Okay, Kaskineer here from the Burst Panache going in with some really good watches. But Tigatom on the Lumberjack on the other hand is also not messing around here from the Minty Breeze. But there we go, that's a dead Minty Breeze. That's the first kill that blue team obtains here in this match. And now they have to finish off the Ares.
Yeah, they were just a little bit too split for Ares to be able to help there. Now, Ares is alone against the two ships.
Broken. Where is the follow-up? I think the follow-up is down.
Oh! They actually managed to get one in there. Very late rebuild on the
I
hull.
think that was an Artemis. Luck? I don't know. Doesn't matter, it's a bit of damage. Okay, Minty Breeze respawning. I mean, Ares is really far away from any red spawn right now. The only thing
Are they going to try and reunite here, or are they going to offer up the ship?
Question is, will they survive this run? As of right now, it seems like they will. Okay, Minty Breeze is coming back into the fight. Hades opening up, and also Lumberjack opening up on the Burst Panache, who is still locked on to the Ares.
And if Ares goes down here, Minty Breeze is in a really bad situation. You see Stromsunder already moving in to make a move on the Minty Breeze. However, did they leave prematurely and leave the Burst Panache in a bad situation versus the Ares here. We'll see.
It's like Burspanashi stopped moving for some time as the Ares just got a lot of distance to them. But with the Ares and with both ships now pushing forwards again, that distance is gone. Watcher Haskell once again coming in with a phenomenal Watcher onto the Ares here. Another break, and Artemis goes in for the kill. He's now broken as well. The Flux from the Storm Thunder doing really good work here. And guess
Yeah, we're seeing a decent comeback here now with a 4-3.
Yeah, I mean, the next engagement will decide this game. Either
And
way,
Burspanashi didn't lose that much perma. They still have a whole lot of it.
Yeah. Okay, so red team needs 1 more kill, blue team needs 2 more kills. So the next engagement will probably decide this game. And with more than 10.5 minutes on the clock, we will have enough time for that. Okay, seems like blue team is anticipating the southern spawn. As both ships are pushing south.
And we'll see if they manage to take this back. I think that's the first victory for goyhacks.ru in this Crucible so far.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, okay. And red team indeed goes for the southern spawn.
Yeah, so they've correctly predicted here, and they are going. We don't know if the red team was ready for them to be here.
Has the height advantage. They have a really big height advantage. As long as Storm Thunder can survive this onslaught here from 2 ships for long enough, the Burspanashi will definitely be able to do some significant damage on either ship. As long as they...
Yeah, the Minty Breeze trying to slide off here a bit so they can support with the Lumberjack. However, I don't think Storm Thunder wants them to do that. So they're coming in here now, getting some damage on them. Ares losing the armor.
Yeah, but they are safe for now as the Flak can't angle up that high.
However, Minty Breeze getting a good watch on the Storm Thunder, successfully getting them off of them.
I have to admit I'm not too sure that the rush from the Burspanashi onto the Ares was the right call to make here.
Yeah, they could though still change to the Minty Breeze here. However, the Ares is still quite close by.
I don't really think so, as the Burspanashi was double broken. And the Minty Breeze is doing quite a good job at handling Stormbreaker, with the Ares now joining the fight as well. Flux going out. Okay, Flux missing.
There's a lot of damage on the Storm Thunder. We see the Artemis slowly chipping away at the last bit of a remainder of their health here. They might be going under here.
Burspanashi sitting in front of the Minty Breeze here, trying to get their guns going. Reversing though. Don't think they can sustain damage though. Oh, actually, Storms are not joining in. So we might get a break on the... Yep, there we go. That's a break on the Minty Breeze. With
no follow-up though. Yeah, the Minty Breeze is being left awfully free here, as they're just left to shoot that Hades and Lumberjack into both blue ships now.
Actually was double broken there. I mean, Lumberjack has some really great upward arcs, I think 60 degrees?
Yeah, they are insane, and with gunner stamina, that goes even further.
Yeah.
And I don't even know who died there, I'll be completely honest.
I would say it was the Burspanashi, but I'm not sure. Anyways, that has been this match, and Dynamic Entry once again obtains to be in this match with a final score of 5-3 in their favor.
Yeah, however, we did have a bit of a comeback there, and that was interesting to see. There are usually... They are usually more interesting matches, the ones with a bit of a comeback instead of just pure stomp.
Yeah. It's actually... Okay, now we will have goyohacks.ru going up against his Angels. So, there we go.
We have a reminder from Captain Kirk that sometimes in guns, it feels like true love just means letting your ally die instead of trying to save them. Hashtag Valentine thoughts. Yeah, we've got Valentine's Day just around the corner now.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yes, indeed.
Hope you got something for your significant other. If you have a significant other, that is.
Don't be so rude. Safely assume that everyone has a significant other. Maybe. Maybe not.
Okay, of course we all hope that everyone has a significant other.
Yeah. That would be the best way to put it, I guess.
So, Alan and Frey, your bets? Will this get bolted away?
Most likely.
I mean, I really want people to fight on this map. I actually like this map. I'm a bit sad that the 2.2 version hasn't got the skydrop.
Yeah, that's an enjoyable spawn, to be honest. I love it.
I mean, there's nothing better than like playing a really big ship and just falling out of the sky into the engagement, preferably also into the enemy.
Yeah, that is indeed beautiful.
Just the galleon stomping you into the ground. So, we have Hale's Angels. I will actually summon them. Okay, no need for summoning.
Are they Vikings, though? That's the question.
So, it is time for glorious match votes. Map votes.
Not yeah. Actually, it depends how glorious you want them to be.
Well,
And I doubt
the
they'll
most
be
glory will be
glorious.
staying on this map.
Eh?
Come on, Jan Sundstrom, do me the favor.
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay, I guess I need to stay away from Koek for the foreseeable future.
Also need to
Dear
shout out
Relic.
Rarefom here right now. 2 months in a row. Thank you so much, Rarefom, for the Twitch Prime.
I think you also missed someone earlier.
No, they got called out. I just do it in between matches. So that when people go back and watch
Yes.
VODs, they don't need to hear me calling out people giving me stuff.
Well, the lobby's boring anyways.
Okay, coin flip it is. I guess you separate those two. Anyways.
So, yeah, it's definitely voted off of Alaron Frey. I win the bet.
Is the relic actually? Yeah. Okay.
The coin gods.
Will speak with an official coin flip, and it is drum roll.
The machine spirits have spoken, and it is.
I won't add.
It is.
Tails. So we are going to the Relic Deception.
The machine spirits have spoken. It is derelict.
I can't see the chat right now, but I will call that someone wrote rigged.
It's
Yes.
always rigged.
I knew it. Got it.
It's always been rigged.
Yeah. The coin was rigged from the start.
Yeah, except this time nobody's shooting you in the head for it.
Zena, could you do me a favor and do the timer?
Why?
Because I need to go for a second.
Alright. Preparing the timer because I wasn't actually expecting to do the timer today.
Slips 1,000 war coins to Zenak.
What?
Also, why is he bribing you? I'm the ref.
Well, I'm now the ref. Timer starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Be right back.
Seriously though, I'm not gonna take that cheap of a bribe. I can do that in 20 minutes.
I mean, 1,000 coins would be about 5 matches.
Yeah.
PvE. I don't know about PvE. I haven't played much of it at all.
Well, PvE, if you're good enough, matches can last 3 minutes. So it's definitely doable in 20 minutes, so still
Is it still a 200 payout for them?
Well, depends on your performance, actually. Might not actually be the 20 minutes, might be a half an hour, actually. Still, the numbers are really, really weak. Up your game. Because, I mean, seriously. I'd appreciate a more 40k sort of donation. Not that I'm taking donations, that is.
Yeah, you were kind of almost incriminating yourself there, so good save.
We have official records of people trying to bribe refs. These records are kept in Team 3. And sadly, not everyone has the will to resist. Currently, it is the red team Shrike Stormbreaker combo with the blue team sporting a nice Crusader Squid. As a reminder, red team currently consists of GUI hacks.rule who haven't turned on their hacks yet. Perhaps they're waiting for hack v hack. And blue team Hell's Angels who still haven't who actually have been being brutal Vikings. And I've been steamrolling this Crucible. For now.
It's been going very well for your team so far.
Second place. I'm not complaining much. Especially since I don't get to gun that much. Usually I'm the engine slave.
And I am back.
Yeah, welcome back. The lock's about to begin.
I don't think there's any need for me taking Simon back.
Well, it's certainly nice to know that you have returned. Also, ships are now locked.
Good, good, good. Might actually be blue team's turn to ask for a minute.
Well, if they wanted.
If they wanted, yeah.
Apparently they don't, because it's 10 seconds left.
Yep.
Big countdown. 5, 4, if my phone didn't turn off. 2, 1, and ding. Timer's off, and I can throw my phone to the trash. By the way, I'm no longer the referee, so if you want to invoke the rights of the machine spirits, it's your job, not mine.
Nah, since people actually rated up, I'm gonna let the timer run down.
Excellent.
This is actually,
Machine spirits are appeased.
this is actually the second match out of 4 that wasn't force started.
5. This is the 5th.
Scheiße. Don't do maths in the video.
It's not maths, it's a simple counting work.
Even though it's not a video, it's a stream, but still, don't do maths.
I haven't classified that as maths, actually. It's more counting.
Don't work with numbers.
So, Derelict Deception, another map I think we see a whole lot of in Crucible, actually.
Really?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's common.
Yeah.
It's relatively common.
I'm going to start us off with the Burst Panache.
Again?
A ship piloted by Captain Jan. It's a Magnate with a left side Laser Flak and Minotaur, and a right side Watcher, Flak, and Gatling. Then you've got the Storm Sunder piloted by Sundström. Watch on the right side with a Gatling double Banshee on the left side.
Actually, is the Somnium Match Cake, Crusader piloted by Hellfire. He is bringing Watcher Lumber, Harpoon Flak, at Flamer Hades. Interesting. Engine number 4 is the NV Squid piloted by Nanayota. He's bringing Artemis, Gatling, at Mortar. That's a kill squid.
Yeah, that's a kill squid.
And that's how fast you can do it.
Yeah, we see the blue team have moved through the derelict here, moving up to the red team. And we got our first engagement. Going through a little peeky hole. The NV peeks out.
And peeks back in. Those Banshees must not be nice for their general health and well-being. Meanwhile, the Somnium Magic attempting to pop the first Banshee. I refuse to call it a Banshee. I googled the word, it does not exist.
I've heard that a Banshee is a Polish dish.
Still haven't found it.
And Jan provided a picture over on the forge. Somewhere.
Still don't believe it. I can post any random dish and assortment. Give me a Wikipedia link and we'll maybe talk about it. Detail. Like, how do you make one? I'd be interested in making a Banshee. Look later.
Okay, currently it seems like the Somnium Magic finds itself in some Gatling
Those
Banshee.
aren't what I call Banshees, those are what I call dumplings. Okay, menu.
It's a very slow engagement so far. I mean, we've got this very big piece of solid cover here. However, hull break.
Well,
and he will bump into the ceiling!
that's the issue of going in the relic. You forget there's a ceiling. And a ceiling that removes 70% of your perma. As we always say,
that's more like 90!
they lost 20 from the incoming weapons fire. And the ship currently is not looking good. They barely got their armor back up before they sat on down.
Yeah, the Storm Thunder is currently trying to do a bit of stare down on them. And we have fire. Actually, Storm Thunder is broken as well. And we have fire from. Also, Dimitri! Put the match on!
I saw it.
Ooh,
Luckily, nothing much has happened.
No, that's not good.
Let me tell you, the Crusader bumped the ceiling. Other than that, that just happened. See, now we got that. Very good. And that!
First.
So who died first? I was actually
Storm Thunder
missed
died
it.
first.
I actually got Steam messages from my clan member telling me turn on the stream.
Storm Thunder died first, so it was first killed blue.
Now everyone's going on about it. Well, anyways, it's a 1-1 currently. Storm Thunders respawned, and after all, this is red spawn. And then again, the NV says no to that and is gonna run away. After all, it's a squid. Oh. NV got broken. And, well...
Guess what? Grub just contacted me saying that the stream is stuck.
Everyone's spamming you about the stream.
Yeah,
Well,
but we
it's
fixed
all
it. It's fine now.
It's
We're
sorted
good.
now. It's sorted now. Everyone stop begging. Stop worrying about it. Everything is
Also,
fine.
I can now take the time and confirm who got the first kill. And
Do a frame shot. See what we have.
It was lag. Scheiße. But it does look like Storm Thunder. Yeah, Storm Thunder died, so it was first kill blue.
So it does seem like blue team is the first kill advantage. Might as well announce that. Quite late, but
It's already
we
in the
had to
chat.
do.
So I already announced it, but I didn't announce it. You know.
and announce it to the stream.
Even where my Crewcible discussion telling you to get the stream going.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Also, the NV boop the terrain gonna be a bit of a painful boop as it loses a lot of its perma to double
However,
banshee.
Stormthunder in a
that's gonna
peculiar
be a ram, that's
situation
gonna be a
here.
ram. Oh my! Oh my,
Oh.
that's a ram.
Ooh.
Thank you, Hellfire. That was beautiful. That was indeed
Indeed it
beautiful.
was.
They mopped up that Stormbreaker, but wood.
But I would say that was a bit of an over-hydro.
That too.
Another up
Also,
there.
stop standing still. Stormbreakers are supposed to move around, not stand still. I know.
Those Panache
because
still
I've
looking
been on
good
one.
overall, even if they're under the fire of 2 ships here. And
we are
Ally
almost
is now
broken.
back in.
And the burst Banshee just sat on the NV.
I mean, that's where Squid...
Another poop. Another poop. Burst
Squid,
Banshee
it
about
doesn't
to be
matter if
break.
you have like full perma or 10% perma.
Neither does on a Stormbreaker.
Oh, and they land on the platform, taking massive hit to the perma.
They don't get the kill on the burst Banshee due to that little mishap. Yeah, still, it's not like burst Banshee is gonna be going anywhere.
And
fact, they might just die.
Has now parked behind the Somnium Magic
Actually, burst Banshee has survived, and the NV is now the target. Break on the NV, no flag.
Yeah, and also no Artemai.
Well, now they're flags, but they're a bit too late, really.
Yeah, also Somnium Magic case. And
We
like
see the
ball of fire.
harpoon going out on the Stormthunder there.
Everyone's getting stuck. Everyone's getting stuck. Also, the Crusader now broken, and so the Stormthunder.
Yeah,
It
more
now-
harpoon there. But no real connection. Oh!
Ram kill!
A gruesome fate again.
Yeah, the harpoon has been doing a really good job from the Somnium
But the
Magic.
Magic now broken. No flags again.
Yeah.
Someone's sleeping. Wakey, wakey. Flags.
Yeah, I think like Anna and Husky both are a bit slow with the reaction there from the magnet.
Perhaps
Well-
they took a certain particular drink of some sort, reducing their reaction speed. Meanwhile, the burst Banshee is about to die.
Well, I would definitely know who I would suspect of that.
And the burst Banshee is now gone. Goodbye. Stormthunders decide to respawn in a half-brained, stupid maneuver. Sorry. However, they're now fleeing the scene with an angry squid on their tail. Yeah.
Getting some boost
chase
from
is
the
on.
Minotaur
Also,
and getting
The
out
chase
of
is
there.
on.
So look,
Okay.
we are supposed to be neutral.
Yes, I'm aware of that. I can't be neutral, however, since I'm currently a participant. Also, that's a ram. I'm never going to be neutral about rams anyways. The
And
NV's now popped as
actually, I
well.
would say that that ram was... It wasn't good.
I think
because,
it hurt them more than it helped them.
Yeah.
Also, that's another
and
harpoon.
It gave the it pushed the Stormthunder out of the MV's arc and gave them time to recover because the MV was vastly out of position.
Not to
actually
mention
do
no
any follow-up.
balloon. Is it really worth it? Granted, the Stormthunder is now still screwed. They've lost 2 engines.
Well, okay, they didn't get food. Oh, something Magic is actually broken already with more than half the perma missing.
They're actually
Just
flags coming out the
narrowly
magnet.
avoiding the flax.
No way!
Well, the Stormthunder lost 2 engines again. Oh, it's gonna get sat on. It's gonna get sat on.
No.
Or not.
Ah.
Bad angles. I didn't see it.
And out goes the
You look at
harpoon
the wrong
again.
angle, yeah.
Yep,
That's
bad
a
angles.
food on the Stormthunder.
Yeah, the Magic has had the Stormthunder on a leash
Break.
this match.
Break.
Flags.
Oh! Yeah.
Finally!
Down they go.
And also Envy.
Oh!
Getting pushed
And
into
down goes the
raid.
squid.
This Crucible has just been glorious to witness. So many ram kills, it brings a tear to the eye.
So, and I haven't said my catchphrase yet, so it's time. Looking at the bigger picture.
Yeah,
Blue
looking
team
at
currently
the...
in the lead with a score of 4-3. We have 10:45 on the clock. Burst
Still-
Nashi undamaged and Stormthunder missing a bit of perma. So no
Still-
real advantage for blue team.
Yeah.
But blue team actually is in the lead and has first kill advantage.
Well, they have the lead, but red team can easily win. Well,
Yeah,
not
both
easily.
teams
It's gonna
have
be a hard
possibility
fight.
to end this match in the next engagement.
Granted, both sides have to end the match before the time runs out. However, I do believe that that won't be an issue.
I mean,
Yeah, this
I'm
match
pretty
could
certain the
end
next
either way
engagement
now.
Will bring the decision.
And the Stormbreaker goes in.
Stromson are getting the first shots off here onto the Somnium Magicae, who is really using his hydrogen bottle there.
So
they claimed one engine,
Envy.
however, it's back.
Everyone's hydroing.
Well, that's the life for you. If everyone has hydro, it's gonna be used. Meanwhile,
Okay,
Somnium
Actually,
Magicae now
moving in.
broken.
Flax?
And here comes the flax.
Flax!
But they miss. They miss
that was a-
completely. Oh, the
that was one
Envy!
hit.
No engines on the Envy! Oh god! That was a good watch. Good god.
Yeah, who is shooting
Somnium
that watch?
Magicae at
It's Fishy
10%.
Mind Toes.
I think Red Team has a significant advantage at this point. Both blue ships have just been torn asunder. In their own ways, that is. The Envy
Yeah.
now about to be broken. Oh,
But
nice
they
watch.
fix it just in time, but Somnium Magicae is holding on to just this smidge of perma. and
Better than a pixel, but that's still not good.
it's not good. And as some people might have heard, yes, you can definitely play a 10% Stormbreaker, but I'm pretty sure you can't play a 10% Crusader.
Yeah, you're gonna get broken at some point. At this point now, Red Team is now linking back up, and the Somnium Magicae is continuing its lumberjack spree. Using the ridiculous arcs of a lumberjack.
Yeah, especially with gunner stamina, that thing can probably almost shoot straight up.
Granted, they're now getting stuck a bit. It's brain. MVP, of course.
Yeah.
The Envy now closing in on the Stromsunder.
Well, I think they will be on the receiving end of quite some
Bit of ram.
Fire. And a ram.
The Envy now about to be broken.
Oh,
Yeah, the
big hits on the Stromsunder.
So actually, blue team won. The MV rammed them. Stormbreaker is dead, and that is a 5-3.
Are you sure it's 5-3?
5-4, maybe? 5-3.
Oh, it's 5-3, okay. So,
My
blue
memory
team,
still
blue
stands.
team, also known as Hales Angels, obtains the victory with a final score of 5-3 in their favor.
Yeah, I think they've won the first place. Crusader was on 10.
They still have one
10%.
match to go, and Team 3 can still catch it. Because currently the scores are 3 wins for Team 2, 2 wins for Team 3.
What are the points wise then?
Yeah, 18 and 12, but...
So,
okay, if Team 2 loses and Team 3 wins, like 0, then they can still turn around. I misread my calculations and ignored the 1-0 I have in my list here.
yeah? See, that's not good. There's no chance for it. And most my team can tie off the Hell's Angels. In the meantime, I must perform a dynamic entry into the lobby. Dynamic entry being on the blue team, thus
Yes.
I'm waiting for Hell's Angels to dynamically enter the red team so I can dynamically enter the blue team. Ah, God.
A lot of surprisingly bad puns later.
Yeah, I'm not gonna torture you anymore.
Thank you.
So, take care, everyone.
And there he goes. So,
Yeah, last match. Getting ready to go. Or the lobby
Yeah.
getting ready to start. Eventually.
eventually.
So what do you
coming-
think?
okay.
Duel at Dawn, is it going to stay or is it going to get switched? I think it's going to get switched.
I would actually say it's gonna stay. Cause, it's like it's not the worst.
It's not the worst, no. We'll see. I don't really know if the captains here have an affinity for close range maps or no.
Well, that's an interesting question for sure. Also, we still have a rogue Frostbound.
So it seems like someone hit the wrong button. And we are remaking the lobby.
I'm gonna
So
eat
please
that
stand
person
by.
alive. Gonna eat that person alive. Okay. Lobby's open again. Do it on. Or do I need to invite you? No, okay, you don't.
No, I can find it on my
There you
own.
are. Really?
I'm a big boy.
You actually know how to maneuver the UI? Oh boy. You are a big boy indeed.
I just add everyone I'm supposed to join on to my friends list so I can click their name.
Eh? Oh, sometimes I wish like that the referees would have like an audit log, like in Discord, in moderated lobbies, so I could actually go and check right now who pressed the button. What surprises me, I'm pretty sure I didn't press it, but I have the button. 1 minute. What the fuck is that? Oh.
Kinforth.
Kinforth team from left, Kinforth team from right. Perfect. No need for map boards. Kinforth. As a ref, I really like Kinforth. Because it's all the way at the bottom of the menu. No need to look for anything. Just go all the way down.
Yeah, makes it very easy to find. I would assume.
Okay, you ready? 3,
I am ready.
2, 1. Just making sure. I do want to be a nice person, you know?
Yeah, we do appreciate that. I do. I'm not multiple
We?
people.
Us? Are you stuck in Majestics Pluralis?
Quick note, I am not Legion.
Yeah! That's an odd reference. Oh, this is like we'll probably get. I just realized something really sad. If you exchange like every letter that has an umlaut in German, in 3 minutes remaining, it's only 2. Oh, someone is saying oh, 3 minutes in the chat.
Oi, right back at you, could ya?
Uh-huh. I wouldn't actually know how to pronounce that. Like 3 minutes remaining.
Well, I mean, the umlaut over U would change it more to an E sound, wouldn't it? And umlaut over an A changes it from A to air.
I have to say I'm more used to the way the Danish people change it, like, which would be or I think.
No,
But-
or is with the ring over it. Well, you know.
Yeah.
But the Danish also have a different symbol for it, right? They have the A and E combined.
Yeah. Also, Zenok just pointed out to me, there has been no Canyons match so far. And we won't have one, as this is the last match. The world is gonna end, there's no Canyon in the no Canyon ambush in the tournament.
That is kind of an oddity, isn't it? It's not very often we see that.
At least for the last match, I'm pushing through to exchange every vocal that allows it with the umlaut. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the minute has been requested.
Give me 2 minutes on the timer and go.
We have an additional minute until the ships lock once again, and then 30 seconds more until the match is to be started.
Okay, there won't be another minute, that's for sure. So we have quite a lot of changes going on again. Surprising. Actually not surprising, I mean, someone asked for a minute to make a somewhat game-changing change, I assume. Game-changing change. And yeah, people are responding to it.
Yeah, they probably saw something towards the end that they needed, that they felt that they needed to respond to, so.
Pilots already oop. Adling. Dap. I like it.
Yeah, a lot of umlauts getting thrown around in the match chat this time around.
Yep.
Unfortunately, the good people out there can't see it. However, umlauts
Yes.
are today's theme. Have some umlauts. Here you go.
But where are you showing the umlauts? Oh, there!
In Twitch chat.
Ah, also, let me just add some German flavor to that.
And the match is on, all on its own.
Yes!
And
We're
good
just
people,
off.
do not worry. I will get rid of this screen once the match starts this time around. I am ready.
Really?
Hopefully.
But you know, Dimitri, I assume you did the fine job all the past tournaments, so one mess up every 10 tournaments is fine.
Right, that's what we're allowed, that's the quota. I'm gonna start us off with the ships. We've got the Philosophilia, piloted by Hellfire, a Watcherfish, so Watch on front, Gatling on the right side with double carronade on the left side. We've seen it before this tournament. Then we've got the Strelitzia, piloted by 9 Iota and Artling. So, Artemis and Gatling up front with a Flamer on 3 and a Flak on 4.
Ship number 3 is the Minty Breeze. It's a Magnet piloted by Where Am I on the right. He's bringing Gatling, Flak, Watcher, and on the left he's bringing Hades, Flak, Lumberjack. And the last ship is the Ares, Pyramidian piloted by Tech Knight. It's an Artling, no surprise. Top leg Artemis, Gatling, Side Flame, and Flak.
Yeah, so
And
the
once again, I pointed at
Artlings
the
are completely mirrored.
Do you know that when you're just explaining something and you're pointing at your screen?
I don't think that's happened to me, no. So Philosophilia moving in low right now, which is dangerous considering they do have a Lumberjack.
And an Artling. I mean...
Yeah.
Don't
So Litzia
engage
taking the
Artling
long
low,
way around.
And this is because you are engaging very low, so you're outside of the Artemis downward sucks. But that's rather unusual in an approach. In an engagement, it happens, but in an approach, it's very unlikely.
As the blue team staying a bit passive back there, the Philosphilia did take cover. They will probably see each other once again now as they move out into the open here. Strelitzia is still unspotted. They're taking a very long way around.
Tearing down that canyon, I don't know. Okay, so let's see, still pushing forwards. No spot on the Ares yet, I believe. Also, a little fun fact. That would be something you have to show, Dimitri. But there are tunnels in the foundations of these buildings, and you can actually fit a Crusader through them.
Very risky though, and not very recommended most of the time.
Yeah. Also, Philosopher just idled up behind the mid-debris, getting the Watcher going. Cook coming in with Phenomenal Watcher here. Getting some engines and some guns.
And so Strelitzia moving in on the Ares, and they're up against the building. They need to move out of the way so they don't get rammed, which they do.
Okay,
so currently double focus on the Strelitzia.
Oh, and Ares is getting the short straw, it seems. Actually, this is getting just turned around again, it seems. Oh, with Ares having the height advantage, as I usually get flanked when I say high ground.
Yeah, so the Strelitzia is forced to back up here a little bit to get their guns in arc and to get out of the immediate danger. Philosophilia broken, however, no real follow-up on that as they round a corner.
Yeah. Okay.
And now they might be moving to double team the Ares here. They need to be very careful. Minty still behind the buildings.
Minty is probably in no position to actually help here as they are behind buildings. I'm not so sure if that ram it was really worth it, but since they got the kill, who am I to judge?
Yeah, that might have been the difference between a hull break and not, so... However, they did sacrifice most of the balloons, so if they wouldn't have gotten that hull break, that would have been an awkward move, to say the least.
With that 1 point, they have officially won. Yeah, they have 9 points.
Well, we see the Philosophilia running down the corridor here. The Minty Breeze responding with some fire. However, they are backing off. They want to regroup with their ally before doing anything else here.
Okay, Philosophia trying a bit of an approach here, but getting gunned at from the Minty Breeze.
Strelitzia more or less staying put in the blue team's spawn over there. Maybe they were anticipating a spawn. The Ares spawned over there, and now the Strelitzia is moving in to join the party on the Minty Breeze. Seeing the side carronades on the Philosophilia being put to good use. However, they're going to bump against the building.
Most likely be that's demise. Actually, not yet. But another bounce.
Yeah, they're kind of stuck down there. There's nowhere to really go.
They will probably bounce on some other buildings in a second. As this
Strelitzia moving in though with a nasty ram, losing their own hull. And down they go.
Didn't work out in their favor.
And now red team is stuck with one very low red ship.
I would actually suspect Hellfire to suicide in this situation. Question is, will he suicide? But actually, this is more like running and hiding. Debris just passed. Okay, they got the spot. Okay. Splits Ares is coming in behind him. But
we'll see though. It looks like no, he's backing off in time. Otherwise, he might have lost a few engines there.
Well, now they need to disable the Watcher before they can actually put that to good work. There we go. Xenok putting in the Artemis Fire, getting saved. That's a break of the Philosophia again. Follow up.
They are defying expectations by living now.
Yeah. Will that be the 1% fish?
Strelitzia now moving in. They are spotted. They are visible. Philosophilia's hull still looking kind of strong here. And Strelitzia moving in on the Minty Breeze.
I don't actually know who would have the advantage in like a long-range fight. My money is on them in debris, I have to say.
Strelitzia are losing their balloon. They don't have a drog chute. They are gonna fall down.
Yeah, I mean,
Artemis is probably no longer in arc here.
Of, keeping the Strelitzia popped, they won't get an advantage against them.
Yeah, Philosophia locked in battle with the Ares here, moving down low, avoiding the Gatling fire.
Well, that's probably Watcher incoming. Yeah, there we go, and that Watcher gets both the Artemis and the Gatling on this Ares.
Very split engagement now. We're locked in 2 1v1s.
Which is the bane of every caster.
They're trying to predict here where the most action is gonna be. Now we see that Ares has broken away from the Philosophia, moving in to help their ally. And maybe double team the Strelitzia.
Philosophia is
How are the Philosophia moving in?
Though. And there we go, they shot first once again. And that's once again the... Actually, no. The ultimate, the Gatling on the... Ooh, that...
Oh, but bombs are happening!
Okay, he manages to escape that building, but now he has the full attention of the Ares. And
yeah, and down they go. Now Strelitzia stuck in between. However, the ram!
Yeah, Strelitzia with the pilot 9 Iota not messing around. Going straight in for the ram, seeing the opportunity, taking the opportunity.
And they might actually get out of here.
Oh! Will they survive?
Nasty flags. Now they're down to a very low perma as they move on out of there.
Now,
Debris moving to intercept.
This is now a more advantageous position for blue team, especially since the Ares just respawned directly behind the Strelitzia, and the Philosophia will take quite some time to actually get into the engagement here. I doubt the survival of the Strelitzia, I have to say.
Yeah, no, they are done for here.
Also,
we've seen some escape artist maneuvers here, but that is not a position where you can pull that off.
Also, I would like to point out, Zenok just disabled a gun on the left side of the Pearl while being on the right side.
Well, I mean, you can physically shoot through the space between the balloon and the hull, so...
Yeah, but it's still a tight spot.
It's a very tight compartment to get through. Most definitely.
Okay, Philosophia, okay, deciding to take a rest down there. They might actually hide underneath the pipe here.
Strelitzia is in, they're moving towards their ally.
Well, they're actually moving through. Kinforth has some really great hiding spots, like all the tunnels in the buildings, underneath pipes and excavators.
Will they see the fish below them? It's directly below them right now, and I don't think they saw it.
In the open, but they didn't see it. Okay, they are spotted, they see the Strelitzia, they're both facing it.
That was a very sneaky
fish. Will the
fish.
fish in the back be able to put in some good work here?
Yeah, they do have the pipe to protect them from the Minterbeast's fire, otherwise they are dangerously low to be battling a Lumberjack with an Artemis.
Okay, it seems the Strelitzia is getting ready to push through underneath. Push through. With together with the Philosophia. Philosophia now moving in on the Minterbeast.
And that's all 3 engines on the Minterbeast.
Yeah. And the Ares is also a bit out of position. Tiny bit against the Strelitzia, but Strelitzia got the short straw on this engagement here as the Ares gunners are up to speed and also shoot first. Getting the disables going. It's like, yeah, it's right now it's a disables duel between Zenok on the Ares and Frostmount on the Strelitzia. But that's what changes. The Philosophia is pushing forwards. Actually bouncing
into the walls again.
Getting a Watcher into the area, losing all 4 guns and an engine. Strelitzia pushing in once again.
Going for the ram on the Ares. And down they go! Instant destruction once again!
Oh boy, 999.
There's some really good rams this game.
Okay, 9 Iota, the ram champion of Kinforth, it seems. Minterbeast looking... Okay, Minterbeast is in a really bad position right now with almost all of the guns missing and also some engines missing. and being double teamed, obviously. Okay, and that's
Getting
the
love
break.
tapped by the Philosophia in the back while getting shot by the Strelitzia. It's not a position to be in.
Yeah, but Strelitzia, get your flux going. I know you
They're
have
in no
get
rush to kill the ship right now.
flux going. And you probably also should body block the watcher of your ally. Okay, there are the flags. Yeah. Okay, we still
They might have been
double
trying to
watcher.
force spawn the ally. We'll see just how much
Yeah,
time they
that
have
should
left
be
now on the
case.
clock.
Not much. So I think they have to go do a split spawn, at least time-wise. But considering that the red team isn't far in the north and there's a spawn all the way down in the corner, in the south, but the Aris just spawned, that should be a problem.
Yeah, they have more than enough time to wait for their ally in this situation.
Yeah, they're even pushing forwards. Oh, probably because they don't want to sit in the open. I remember playing on Kinfoth and Crucible actually, being in like exactly the position the Aris spawned in with a judgment and just long range gunning down Pyros. Like double
We've
laser
got a
heavy flex.
very big cloud between them here right now. Otherwise, they might almost have an open line of vision on each other.
There might have some buildings still in the way. But yeah, this is a long side axis if there were no clouds.
Yeah,
It's like
Minty
the
Breeze
same
is
with-
back.
Same with Misty Mutiny, where you would expect long sidelines, but they are always obstructed by clouds.
Yeah, we're
Yeah, this
moving
is-
into what probably is the last engagement here now. Both teams
Yeah.
have the points to win this engagement.
Philosophia, okay, all ships spotted. Yeah. Philosophia going in first, shooting first, carrying the lumberjack and the entire left side of the magnet here. And without getting really punished then for it. The Ares.
So Alicia taking a more passive approach so far.
Okay, lumberjack is back right now, going ham on the Strelitzia it seems. But
Yeah,
Oh,
they
there
need to
we
be
go,
careful
that-
not to lose that vertical advantage on the Ares, because if they get popped, as we see now, they're going to be going down, and they can't be firing back at the Ares, who can fire openly on them.
yeah.
Minty Breeze in a bit of a situation here, though, with no engines versus the fish.
Okay, but the Ares makes the call to help the ally in this case, and the is actually broken right now. It's the fish and K in terms of follow-up. Okay, they're watcher.
Yeah, now no lumberjack on the Strelitzia, as they are allowed to rise up again. However, a bit of a disadvantage, as they have already been fired upon for a while
Oh, but Minty
when
Breeze
they
takes
get up there.
another watcher. They're looking awfully low right here. One break and they go to Flak, Artemis or Ram. And they are dead. Also, Strelitzia
Oh, the
taking a lot of
Strelitzia
fire
taking
there.
flax.
Yeah, Strelitzia is one break away from certain death. This is a really interesting engagement right now.
Yeah, Minty Breeze about to lose Hull again. They managed to get that mallet in.
Yeah, but the 10 fire stacks and the Ram.
Oh, and there we go. So red team takes the match home. However, who won the tournament?
Well, it was clear who got won the tournament, sadly, when red team obtained their first point.
Oh, okay. So, red team, congratulations.
Well, yeah. So 5-3 in favor of Hades Angels. Let me put in the last scores here. That's the third team with one score of 3, and we have 8. They really. Okay, yeah, they did. And yeah, as I
Right,
just
so,
said.
Yep.
Hells Angels have won. They've won every single game.
So they end up with a score of 30?
24.
24. That's maths.
Yeah, but I technically didn't do math in the video because I have everything written down. Haha!
Alright, so who gets the second place, the runner-up here?
Didn't you hear what I said in the lobby?
In the lobby?
I just announced everything in the lobby, you know? I'm gonna repeat it for the stream, just for the sake of it. So, third place is goyohacks.ru, 8 points. Second place is Dynamic Entry with 15. And first place is Hells Angels with 24.
Alright. Very good Crucible, a very entertaining Crucible to cast. A whole lot of rams and other kinds of kills. I think Terrain took their fair share. Definitely.
They definitely did. Yeah.
Alright, so that sums it up. That's Crucible for you. I think we know the messages by now. Sign up for Crucible. SES tomorrow. I've been DKR.
Yeah.
With me has been Saldarim. A little bit of sprinkles of Senok around the stream. Thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful evening.
And see you again, hopefully tomorrow.
Yeah, there we go. I think that was it. Have a lovely evening, people.